What's going on, guys? I just got bit by a mosquito. And the only reason I know is because my ear trembles whenever I get into like even the slightest amount of pain. I don't even know how to look that up. Don't know if anyone else has ever experienced that. But in the next 2 minutes, we're going to start today's live broadcast of Client by Client. If you're here, you know what to do. If you've had your cold brew, drop some fire emojis. Here's to you. Cheers. Also, let me know where are you watching this, as in what platform on the internet. And that way I can give you a shout out here on the show. Right after this, I have a student call. It's Wednesday, and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. is when we have our weekly Get Clients call. So if you're tuning in and watching live, you'll be done here in the next 20 minutes, and you'll have some ideas for how to use today's topic, which is how to get clients using stories on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever stories are also. I'm low-key still a big fan of Snapchat, just personally for creating and using and sharing and documenting. So I'm still on Snapchat. You can find me there. If you're friends with me on Snapchat or you follow me on Snapchat, drop Snap into the comments or into the chat. And be sure to drop in. Just how's your Wednesday so far? How's your day? How's your week? We're gonna have a good time here in about less than a minute and get this going. It's been a productive day over on my side. Got up a little earlier than usual. Did the gym, got some steps in, not all of them yet. Got some sunlight and some vitamin D right before this, full body. Got a little meditation in, that was nice. So we're off to a good start here. Part of this new thing, this personal campaign I'm doing in my life called 10 by 10, which is like the 10 things to do before 10 a.m., making your bed, getting your steps started, sunlight, 10-minute meditation, some other things. If you want to know about that, especially for my Get Client students, we're gonna be talking about that next, and maybe even drafting your 10 by 10 together. So these are the sort of things that we do when we get ideas in the Get Clients program. We have a good time, we have some fun. That said, let's hop in and let's do this. Let's clear that, and we're set and good to go. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. In the last episode, I shared with you your sign to keep on going. If you've been having a hard time as an online coach, hell, if you've been having a hard time personally, which I know from hearing from a lot of you guys, that this isn't the easiest environment, economy, time that we've been in or that you've had in your life, but I promise you it gets better. You just got to stay in it. And so if you are all having a hard time, or if you're at all in doubt and question of who you are as a coach, if coaching is the right thing, if being of service to the world and changing the world one client at a time, client by client, then yesterday's episode was for you. So be sure to backtrack one and check that out. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how to get clients using the story feature on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever else stories are. There was a time where it felt like story was coming to everywhere. It was Twitter. It was just Snapchat at one time, and then it was Facebook. Instagram stole it, and then because Instagram was stolen by Facebook, Facebook got it. Everywhere besides Google Sheets had stories at one point in time. It's calmed down a little bit, but I'm going to be sharing with you how to use it and why this method of communication and storytelling is so important, and give you guys some hands-on tips. So if you've been watching my story, seeing how I use a story, I'm going to be sharing with you even more methodology, some more mindset, and give you some actual tactics and strategies in today's episode. So let's hop in and let's talk about it. First, I think it's important to understand why to be using story in the first place. And it's weird saying story versus stories, so I might get that right or wrong throughout this entire chat. But I've been using the story feature since it came out. I want to say this was like 2018, maybe 2017, maybe even a little earlier. And it's only gotten better. I like the story function because of what it allows for us to do as online business owners and as online coaches. You know, we are so entrenched in our business and in our lives that sometimes it gets really hard to create content. And I know a lot of you guys right now aren't producing the amount of content that you know you're capable of. And so what I want to do is provide for you one strong method that you can be making client every single day that doesn't require a lot of time, that keeps you top of mind, and that yields you clients, that starts conversations, brings you in leads, and gets you high-paying clients. So the first thing that you need to understand about the story, after you accept the fact that showing up on a daily basis and turning on that open sign for your business and showing the world that you're here today and just staying top of mind at the top of that feed, once you accept the importance of that and the story enables it, there are really three things as an online coach that you got to be using it for. Now, this isn't the masterclass on how to use story. So I invite you, wherever you're watching this, that if I share a tip that you're not using, or I remind you of a tip to throw back into your repertoire, or you're doing something that maybe I didn't share here on the show, leave your comment. Let us know. The world gets better when you share. You get better when you share, and you'll end up attracting so much more your way as well. So share what your method is, or find me on Instagram and send me a DM and share with me your favorite way. And share with me your favorite way. And share with me your favorite way to use stories on social media. So the first thing to understand is that before we get into the actual stuff, sorry for the prefaces, the story function is like this goes for Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and wherever else story may or may not be when you're listening to the show. The first thing that you want to be doing on your story is going daily. And if you're familiar with story, then I think you'll know why daily is so important. And this is also one of the reasons why I'm a fan of story, is because it creates what a lot of people struggle with in coaching, which is urgency. And if you don't know, urgency is manufactured. Like, you create the urgency as the business owner in your offers and giving people reason why when they're watching your content to stick around. But the story function has it built in because it's common, and on most of the story functions that I know of, most of the platforms that use story, it's 24-hour content. So when you post it, 24 hours later, it's gone. And so why I love that is because your audience only has one day to watch it, so they're far more likely to be able to go and watch it. The other piece of it is because it's so short, most of the story functions are below 60 seconds. So on Instagram and I think Snapchat, it's 60 seconds, and then you have to then create another post in order for it to continue on in your story. And that is so bite-sized and consumable in comparison to, like, when you think about this show, right? I think our shortest one has been like maybe 14 minutes, and we've gone almost as long as 30. And that is a lot longer of a commitment, whereas someone can catch up on your story in between their sales call, in between what they have going on, in between workouts, or whatever it is that your market, your niche has going on in their life. It's bite-sized. It's consumable, and the frequency of it is what makes it so easy to use, because it's not uncommon for you to put a bunch of content up on your story. There is no limit to the amount of content that you can add. It's just a matter of, will your audience and your market stay there long enough to watch it? I prefer, over all of the story functions, I prefer Snapchat's most, because you can't see how long the snap you're watching is. And so when I'm consuming, because I'm a student of the game, when I'm consuming other people's stories, specifically on Snapchat, I'm gonna be watching through, because I don't know how much is left of the individual piece of content that I'm viewing, and I don't know how much is left after that. So I find myself with my favorite creators watching every snap they have, every post they do, basically for the entire duration of it, most of the time, unless I find something boring, or I'm in a rush, or I can't hear because something loud is going on around me or something like that, then I just won't finish consuming it. So there's this frequency built in, which is why you should be going on your story every single day and making a routine out of it. There are best practices that I found online, but if you aren't using story, that's the first thing to start doing, is to start using story and start using it at the beginning of your day. That's kind of like a little tip for you. And so why I like daily is because it shows a big theme that you guys have heard me talking about is you need to turn on the open signs for your business every single day. No one else is going to do it. And so I like the story because that can be like your first thing that you do. For me, I'm always at the gym. The first thing I usually do at the gym on most days is, so for me, I start my day out pretty much at the gym. And on just about every other day, I start out on the treadmill and I start walking backwards for 10 minutes. And on every other day, I do my workouts and then I get to the treadmill and I start by walking backwards. So my first post usually is me walking backwards on the treadmill, and I put the time. And that's just to like start the day. That's to show people a little bit of my consistency. This is just how my day is, and I'm telling the story of it. And so the story function, like your storytelling, and what I love about that is that because it's only 24 hours and it goes away, you have a new chance every single day to get that start right, to find your start and to find your way to tell the story. A lot of your viewers aren't gonna watch your story until the end of the day, and they get to see your full day all at once, almost like a mini vlog. So thing number one is that yes, the story is daily. That means, and what my advice for you is to get on your story every single day and to be doing it a few times a day. Start it in the morning, post something around noon, lunchtime, and then post something in the evening. And the benefit to that on Instagram specifically and on platforms like Facebook is there's an algorithm to the story. The story is now up at the top of the feed when you're on Instagram, much like it is into the Snapchat app, although Snapchat opens into the camera, which I love, and then you got to swipe over. And you guys can see I'm a big fan of Snapchat, and although a lot of people don't use it anymore or think it's said and done, like my use of it and my followership on there has only continued to grow, and the platform has continued to add ways to grow. So on Instagram now, it's the same thing. The stories of the people you're following are up at the top of the feed, and what you'll notice is that when you refresh the feed by pulling it down on iPhone or on a touchscreen phone, I guess, that it's going to refresh that and new stories will come in the queue up to the front. And then the next time at lunch, when you go into Instagram and you start scrolling, the people that you watch the most and that have recently posted are gonna be in the front of that queue, closest to your picture if you're following on Instagram, and in your view, it's the first thing that you see. And so you're far more likely to call the attention of your target market when you're posting daily and you're posting frequently throughout the day, at least a couple times. Tip number one, it's daily, use it daily, and find your frequency and your cadence inside of there. I recommend posting at least 3 times a day minimum to your story, and that might be in those 3 times you're posting 2 or 3 posts at a time, so your story ends up with 5, 6, 9, 10 different slides or posts inside of it. Tip number 2 is I want for you to be providing proof. And for some of you who are the baby coaches, the newer ones, you might not have as much proof. And for my seasoned coaches, you have more than enough proof. So if you have clients already, what I would recommend doing is screenshotting with permission conversations you're having with clients. Shares your clients are sharing in your Facebook group or in your community where they're sharing their wins and sharing what's going well for them, sharing the insights they're having, sharing proof that you are a coach and that you help people and that you coach others and that they're getting results and those results are life-changing. And if you can't do any of those steps, then you're gonna backtrack all the way to just show that you are coaching. So if you are not a seasoned coach and you don't have paying clients right now and you don't have any proof, let alone a little bit of proof, then I want you to be showing what it's like running your business. So if you're hopping on a sales call, you're showing yourself doing the sales call or showing a preview of you hopping in and popping up Zoom and kind of getting in state and getting ready. If you are working with a beta client, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is a way to get clients, you need to be sharing every step of the way. If you are creating stuff on social, be showing yourself, like prove that you are doing stuff throughout your day that is growing your coaching business. And what this will show to your audience, whether you are a seasoned coach or you're a brand new baby coach, is that you are increasing yourself. And this is a whole subconscious conversation people have with themselves. They don't want to be around others who decrease their worth. They only want to be around others who increase their worth. And the easiest way to vet that and to find other people is to see others that are increasing. Self-development. Share the books you're learning. If you are in a coaching program, which why would you be a coach if you're not in a coaching program and a product of coaching yourself? Show yourself in those calls. Show yourself doing the learning. Show proof that you're a coach. And then if you have paying clients and they're getting results and they're loving it and it's changing their life, show all of that too with permissions from your clients. Of course, I'd also recommend if you do a written contract that you have inside of there a checkbox that says that you have permission to share their name or to share their results, because some people can get a little touchy with like showing faces or showing last name. So it's just, I really recommend having a conversation with your clients before you share any of this proof or share any personal information. I will commonly just block out the name no matter what. You know that if you're going to join my program and share your results, that I'm going to share you out. So you listening right now, should we together have the privilege of working together and helping you to grow your business, that I'm probably going to share your stuff. And so some people will come to me ahead of time and say, hey, will you just not share my last name? Or will you not share this until a certain time because X, Y, and Z is watching or something like that? And so you also have to be respectful about that with your clients and just respect their private information, respect their own lives and their own journey. You have to be posting proof. My big tip for you, if you are already posting proof, is that a lot of you guys will post this proof, the testimonial, the results, the screenshot once, and then that's it. I recommend recycling. Maybe not every single day, but at least the next week. And then like keep that in your favorites folder in your camera album so you can easily access it. And whenever you can't go on story and share a 1-minute video like I do, or show you on the treadmill, or you didn't have a lot of stuff going on throughout your day, or maybe you don't have any new proof, just recycle and reuse. And this will, like, a lot of times people won't see your story, some followers, and some followers will rewatch it. That's okay. Maybe that's your chance to actually read it. Maybe that's the chance that they were actually thinking of, like, can this person get me help? Can this coach I'm looking, can you get me help? And they see that proof, like, you know what, I'm gonna actually reach out. You need to be providing proof, and my big tip for you is to recycle proof. Don't just use it once. Tip number 3, and the third reason and the third way to be getting more clients on the story function and from social media is you need to provide an insight to your life. You need to show people a little bit more than what they might get in a polished up YouTube or a polished up Instagram or Facebook post. This is your chance to be more raw, to be more real, and to show what your life looks like. So if you're a gal, maybe that's without the makeup and without the hair done. If you're a guy, maybe it's showing a more personal part of your life. Maybe you're showing yourself cooking, whereas you might not normally do that. And like, so I recommend have business and balance it out with some personal stuff as bookends and kind of drip throughout your story too. That way you go from being this robot on a pedestal, this high achiever, this high performer who's got it all going right, which a lot of your audience is assuming, and a lot of people following you on social, friends and family. And now you're going to humanize yourself by sharing what's going on in your life and by sharing struggles and by sharing more of your personal life. So those are my 3 tips. You got to share proof. So those are my 3 tips for you. Use a story daily and use it throughout your day and be frequent with it and create a little vlog out of your life. Second is provide proof and show that you're a real coach working with real people as much and as often as you can, and recycle the proof. Don't just use it once. Last is provide insights into your personal life by showing your personal life. On Saturday and Sunday, show your family, show yourself like picking weeds like I was just this morning, or on the treadmill, or getting your smoothie or your coffee or whatever it is. And by doing this, you'll also make it a routine for people to come and watch your story and to check it out. And there's so much more room to get creative with this. Share quotes. What I do, like if you guys are students of the game and studying me at all, I hop on every single day and I do a minute story about the previous day's podcast. And so what I'll share is like why you should go back and check out the podcast, and why you should go and listen, and what was insightful about it, and providing the link and providing a call to action for them to actually go and do it. And so you have to also be your biggest promoter. You are in the business of promoting yourself and your business and your offer and your clients' results so that you can get through and help others and break through any mental beliefs that they might have about working with a coach or working with you, or about working in their industry and reaching out to actually talk with you and potentially make a plan together to work with you. So that's just a little bit of a bonus tip, is like I minimum will start my day, do a minute story on the previous day's podcast, and try to round out the day with some proof, some testimonials. I'll do quotes. I'll take a tweet. I'll turn it into a text on background. I'll take text on background, turn it into a story. So there's really limitless ways to get creative and to stand out. And what you'll notice is that when you find your cadence, you'll notice that other people, both like friends and family and those in your industry and your students, will start to take your lead and start to like do things like you are as well. And that feels good because you're inspiring others. You're allowing others to be okay with and feel normal sharing themselves and be out in public doing a story. The last couple days, I had a couple extra minutes before my sister was done at the gym, and so I would walk across the street to Starbucks, even though I got coffee at home and I'm planning on going to the coffee shop later. But I do my story while I'm walking. I can talk. I get to the shop. I have a little moment to myself. I post it. I have some coffee, start my day. Bada bing, bada boom. Everything just feels better. When you have a way to turn on that open sign every single day and a way to promote yourself, it's really easy, that you don't have to sit down for hours and craft well-polished content around. This is a really easy way to get into the game of posting more content, to being more visible. And in doing that, you will get more clients. That's today's episode of Client by Client. In tomorrow's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you and solving the debate, or maybe even starting the debate, Facebook groups versus email list and list building. So be sure to tune in to tomorrow's episode to catch that. If you're someone who has a group or someone who has a list, or maybe you don't have either, or you're thinking about one or the other, we're going to hopefully solve this once and for all and give you some ideas for how to capture attention and to nurture those future buyers so that they turn into your clients. Whenever you are ready, here are 3 ways that Whenever you are ready, here are 3 ways that I can help you grow your online coaching business. Thing number 1, download my free CRM for online coaches. This helps you not only get leads, it helps you turn them into clients in half the time. So if you have a CRM, use it. If you don't, get mine while it's still free. You can get that by sending me a message, dropping a comment here with the letters CRM, or navigating over to Instagram at WhatUpJeremy and sending me the letters CRM for your free copy. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got almost 1,000 coaches all gathered together. They're just a step ahead of you, maybe the same step you're at or a baby step behind you. Networking shoulder to shoulder digitally in a group where we all speak the same lingo. You get access to my best resources, you get access to me, and you'll feel normal as an online coach, whereas maybe you don't have that many around you in your immediate environment. Just drop the word group or message me the word group or search Leverage Coach on Facebook. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to get 15K minimum in revenue over the next 30, 60, 90 days, or to double your coaching roster. But I'm very picky about the people that I bring into my Get Clients program. So this is only for you if you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts the person ahead of the money. You've been coaching for at least 1 year. This is the one I'm most flexible on, but you gotta be a coach already. You would like to get 3 to 5 clients a month minimum from Facebook or Instagram organically without spending money on ads. You have at least 300 friends here on Facebook or Instagram, or subscribers to a list or members in a group. You're willing to take bold action because you know your success to depend upon it. And last, but most important, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want for you to message me right now the words case study on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy, or on Facebook, wherever you're watching this, and I'll share with you what we have coming up in the Get Clients program, how we're helping other students with my methodologies, my frameworks, and my methods, and my mindsets, and share with you what it might look for you in your online business. That's it for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks for the loves. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate you. I got a call in 1 minute's time with a Get Client student. So if you're one of them, I'll see you. You know the link. If not, go into the group. Grab that. That's it for me, team. See you guys tomorrow.